The craziest social media trends blowing up online. This title isn't just about trends. It's about the strange, slightly unhinged things humans collectively decide are a good idea. Once WIFE is involved, social media has turned everyday behavior into performance art, science experiments into content, and questionable life choices into viral gold. These trends spread faster than logic can keep up, powered by curiosity, boredom, and the irresistible urge to say, wait, I could do that too. Let's get right into it. Number 10. NPC Livestreaming. Imagine opening a live stream, and the person on screen is buffering. Not literally, but emotionally. They're repeating the same phrases over and over, like a video game character stuck in a loop. Ice cream so good. Yes, yes, yes. Gang, gang. Congratulations. You've just entered the bizarre world of NPC streaming. NPC stands for non-playable character, and apparently thousands of people now willingly act like background characters from a low-budget video game. For hours, viewers send digital gifts, and in return, the streamer reacts with pre-programmed phrases and exaggerated movements, like a human soundboard that learned how to blink. Psychologically, this works because your brain loves predictability mixed with control. Every time someone sends a gift and triggers a response, it feels like pressing a button and getting instant feedback. It's basically the same reward system that makes slot machines addictive, except now the slot machine says balloons in a strangely hypnotic voice. Also, there's something weirdly comforting about watching someone abandon their humanity for tips. It's like your brain goes, at least I'm not doing that. Meanwhile, the streamer is making more money than your entire extended family combined. Basically, it's capitalism meets improved theater, filtered through a WIFE connection and mild existential crisis. Number 9. Silent walking. Now imagine going outside without headphones. No music, no podcast, no TikTok whispering chaos into your ears, just you and your thoughts. Terrifying, right? Silent walking is exactly what it sounds like. People intentionally walking without any digital distraction, and somehow this has become a trend, which, with tiny glowing rectangles. At first, your mind reacts like it's been abandoned in a dark alley. Thoughts start flooding in. Random memories, awkward conversations from 2012. Existential dread. Your brain basically goes, oh good, we're doing this now. Let's unpack everything. Says a lot about how deeply we've fused our brains. But then something weird happens. After a while, your thoughts slow down. Your senses kick in. You notice actual things, tree sounds, the fact that your neighbor's dog has been judging you. For years, this trend taps into a concept called default mode network, which is your brain's background processing system. When you're not distracted, it starts connecting ideas, solving problems, and occasionally spiraling into mild panic. It's like your brain's version of cleaning out a messy closet. So yeah, silent walking is basically meditation disguised as, I forgot my headphones. And the fact that it's considered revolutionary tells you everything about modern attention spans. Your brain isn't broken. It's just been on airplane mode for a decade. Number 8. Corecore of social media had a midlife crisis. It would look like Corecore. This trend isn't about dancing challenges or showing off, it's about aggressively not making sense. Coco videos are chaotic collages of random clips, glitchy edits, existential commentary, and vibes that feel like your brain just opened 47 tabs at once and forgot why. 1 second you're watching a cooking video, the next there's a corporate ad, then someone screaming into the void, followed by a philosophical quote that hits way too hard. It's like someone took the entire internet, shook it violently, and poured it into a blender labeled meaning. And weirdly it works. Coco resonates because it mirrors how your brain actually feels after hours of scrolling, fragmented, overstimulated, slightly detached from reality. It's not trying to entertain you, it's trying to expose you psychologically. This taps into cognitive overload. When your brain gets too much information, it starts to blur everything together. Coco just skips the middleman and shows you the chaos directly. It's basically social media holding up a mirror and saying this is what you've become. And instead of being offended, everyone just nods and shares it. Because deep down we all know, yeah, that tracks. Number 7. Girl dinner. Picture this dinner time. You open your fridge, stare into the void, and assemble a meal that looks like it was curated by a raccoon, with commitment issues, crackers, cheese, maybe a pickle, some random fruit, and vibes. Congratulations, you've just made girl dinner. This trend celebrates the art of eating, like there are no rules, no structure, and absolutely no adult supervision. It's not about nutrition, it's about survival, with flair, and while it looks chaotic, there's actually something psychologically comforting about it. Decision fatigue is real. After a long day of making choices, your brain just wants to shut down and go. We are eating snacks. That's it. End of meeting. Girl dinner removes the pressure of proper meals. No cooking, no planning, no pretending you have your life together. It's freedom in the form of mismatched food items. Plus, there's a weird sense of control in choosing exactly what you want, even if that choice is 5 olives and a handful of cereal. Of course, nutritionists everywhere are watching this trend like it's a slow-motion disaster. But your brain is thrilled. Minimal effort, maximum comfort. It's not a meal. It's a lifestyle. A slightly unhinged, aesthetically pleasing lifestyle. Number 6. Delulu Is the Solulu. Somewhere along the way, reality lost the marketing battle. Delulu Is the Solulu is the internet's way of saying, if I just believe hard enough, this will work out. Its manifestation. But with a slightly chaotic twist, people are convincing themselves they're going to get the job, the relationship, the dream life based purely on vibes and mild delusion. And here's the uncomfortable part. It kind of works, not because the universe is taking notes, but because your brain is. When you genuinely believe something is possible, you act differently, you take risks, speak more confidently, and stop hesitating like a loading screen. Psychologists call this the self-fulfilling prophecy. The internet calls it main character energy, but the trend leans into it with zero restraint. People aren't just optimistic, they are aggressively unrealistic. He liked my story. We are basically engaged. I applied once, so obviously I'm hired. It's like your brain put on sunglasses and said, we're ignoring evidence today. Still, there's something oddly powerful about it. A little delusion can override fear, and fear is usually the thing stopping you in the first place. So, while it might look ridiculous on the surface, underneath it's just confidence. Wearing a clown costume basically. Your brain said, what if we removed logic just for fun? And somehow that's working better than expected. Number 5. AI everything. You blink, and suddenly your face is in a medieval painting. Your voice is narrating a documentary you never recorded, and your dog is starring in a Pixar movie. Welcome to the era where AI is doing everything. Except your laundry though. Give it a week. This trend isn't just about cool tech, it's about identity chaos. People are using AI to rewrite themselves. Different voices, different looks, different personalities. It's like trying on alternate versions of your life without any of the consequences, and your brain eats it up. Humans are naturally drawn to novelty, and AI delivers it at an absurd speed. Every new filter, voice clone, or generated image triggers that little dopamine hit that says, oh, new thing, must explore. It's the same mechanism that made you scroll for 10 hours instead of sleeping, just upgraded with better graphics. But there's also a deeper layer. When you see yourself transformed into something else, your brain starts to blur the line between real and possible. Could I look like that, sound like that, be that? Its identity flexibility on steroids. Of course, this also means reality is not competing with a version of you that has perfect lighting, flawless skin, and zero responsibilities. Good luck winning that fight. Basically, AI didn't just enter the chat, it rewrote the entire conversation and gave you 12 alternate personalities to choose from. Number 4. Roman Empire obsession. Out of nowhere, the internet collectively asked, how often do men think about the Roman Empire? And the answer was disturbingly often. This trend spiraled into people questioning their partners, friends, and random strangers about how frequently ancient Rome pops into their thoughts. Turns out, for some people, it's basically a background app running 24/7. But why your brain loves patterns, power, and dramatic stories. And the Roman Empire is basically a Netflix series with unlimited seasons. Wars, politics, betrayal, architecture, Questionable decisions, it's all their history. But, with enough chaos to keep your imagination entertained, for many thinking about Rome isn't really about Rome. It's about control strategy, and the idea of something massive and structured. Your brain latches onto it like, ah yes, this is important. Let's revisit it daily for no reason. Meanwhile, everyone else is just confused. The funniest part is how this trend exposed the random things people think about constantly, but never mention. Like we all have a Roman Empire, that one topic your brain keeps returning to, like it pays rent there. So, whether it's ancient civilizations or oddly specific Shah arguments, your brain is just out here, curating its own weird little museum, and apparently Rome has VIP access. Number 3. During influencing. For years the internet screamed by this. You need this. Your life is incomplete without this oddly specific water bottle. And then suddenly people snap. During influencing is the trend where creators tell you not to buy things. That viral product everyone's obsessed with, overpriced. That skincare miracle. Probably just lotion with a better PR team. That aesthetic lifestyle. Financially irresponsible. It's like the internet developed self-awareness and immediately regretted everything. Psychologically, this hits because people are exhausted. Decision fatigue, buyer's remorse, and the realization that owning 47 trendy items did not, in fact, fix your personality. Your brain starts craving honesty, the same way it craves snacks. At 2 a.m. desperately and without standards. There's also a trust reset happening after being sold to nonstop. Your brain goes, okay, but what if we didn't? And suddenly hearing someone say, this isn't worth it, feels revolutionary. Ironically, de-influencing became its own form of influencing. Now people gain followers by telling you what not to do, which somehow still makes you want to listen to them more, because nothing is more persuasive than someone who sounds like they don't care. Basically, we've reached the point where the most powerful sales tactic is refusing to sell anything. Number 2. Main character energy. At some point everyone collectively decided, what if I treated my life like a movie? Main character energy is the idea that you are the center of your own cinematic universe. Walking down the street, that's a scene. Drinking coffee, character development. Staring out a window, dramatically Oscar-worthy performance. It sounds harmless, and mostly it is, but it fundamentally changes how you experience reality. Your brain loves narratives. It constantly tries to turn your life into a story, with meaning, progression, and emotional arcs. This trend just makes that process louder. Suddenly you're not just doing things, you're doing things with intention, as if there's an invisible audience watching. And weirdly, that can boost confidence. You stand taller, take more risks, and romanticize even the boring parts of life. Because in a movie, even walking in the rain feels important. But there's a flip side. When everything becomes a performance, it's easy to lose track of what's real versus what just looks good. Your brain starts optimizing for aesthetics instead of authenticity. Still, compared to spiraling over nothing, pretending you're the protagonist is a pretty solid upgrade. At worst you're dramatic, at best you're motivated. Either way, your brain finally feels like it's going somewhere, even if it's just to the grocery store, with a cinematic soundtrack. Number 1. X culture. And finally, the trend that has ended. More potential relationships and actual red flags. Ever could X and Icks is that sudden, irrational feeling of disgust when someone does something slightly off, not harmful, not toxic, just weird enough for your brain to go absolutely not. Maybe they clap when the plane lands. Maybe they run for the bus in a way your brain finds personally offensive. Maybe they said yummy one too many times. That's it, attraction gone, deleted, unrecoverable. This happens because your brain is constantly scanning for social compatibility. And sometimes it overreacts, like a smoke alarm detecting toast. A tiny behavior gets flagged as wrong, and suddenly, your entire perception of that person shifts. It's a cognitive shortcut. Your brain, trying to protect you from potential mismatch, but it's wildly unreliable. You're not detecting danger, you're reacting to vibes. And social media has amplified this to absurd levels. People now share their X like they're collecting rare Pokémon, turning normal human quirks into deal breakers. The result: expectations go up, tolerance goes down, and everyone's just one awkward moment away from being emotionally disqualified. Basically, your brain took a minor inconvenience and said, "This is a personality flaw now." And just like that, romance is cancelled over how someone holds a fork. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.